Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Santosh, consultant endocrinologist and diabetologist at Bangalore Baptist Hospital. Today I'm here to talk about osteoporosis. So why is it important to know about osteoporosis? Osteoporosis is one of the most common cause of fractures, especially in elderly people. About 1 in 3 women and about 1 in 5 men more than age of 50 years, they suffer from osteoporotic fractures. And these osteoporotic fractures are associated with increased morbidity and mortality. Patients who develop osteoporotic fractures become bedridden and they become dependent on others, as a result of which the quality of life gets affected. And also the risk of death increases in few patients with osteoporotic fracture, especially those who develop hip fractures. So this is the reason why we need to know about osteoporosis, what are its causes and how can we prevent it and treat it. So osteoporosis, as you all know, is a condition in which the density of bone decreases. That is, in simple terms, the bones become more fragile and more weak, as a result of which they become more susceptible to fractures even with a trivial trauma or a mild trauma. So coming to the clinical features or the presenting complaints in case of osteoporosis. So we need to understand that osteoporosis is a silent disease. So most of the times patients get to know that they have osteoporosis only after development of fractures. So based on the site of fracture, the patient's the presenting symptoms will change. For example, if the patient develops fracture of a spine or the vertebra, so they will have complaints of pain in the low back, or they can have decrease in the height. Similarly, if the patient is having fracture in the hip region due to osteoporosis, so they will have hip pain or the movement of the leg or the affected lower limb will be affected. So these are some of the common clinical features with which the osteoporotic patient comes to the doctor. So coming to the risk factors of osteoporosis, so the most important risk factor for osteoporosis is old age and menopause. So as we all know, the risk of osteoporosis increases as the age advances. More commonly in females, once they attain menopause, due to some hormonal changes, the bones become more weak and they become more osteoporotic, as a result of which the fracture risk increases. So apart from old age and menopause, the other risk factors for osteoporosis is severe vitamin D deficiency and calcium deficiency. People who are underweight or people who have been sedent or who have been less active during their younger age group are also at increased risk of osteoporosis. Apart from this, smoking and excess alcohol intake can also lead to osteoporosis. There are certain diseases like diabetes mellitus, rheumatoid arthritis, which can also increase the risk of osteoporosis. Finally, there are certain medicines and certain drugs which if taken for a longer period of time without proper precaution or without proper doctor's advice can also lead to osteoporosis. For example, steroids, anti-epileptics and some hormonal therapies. So all these medicines can lead to osteoporosis if they are not taken properly. Coming to the diagnosis of osteoporosis, how do we identify osteoporosis? So osteoporosis can be identified by doing a simple test called as DEXA scan. DEXA scan is nothing but a special type of X-ray where the density of bone is measured. Apart from DEXA scan, there are some other imaging modalities like quantitative CT scan of the bone, which can also help us in identifying osteoporosis. And in some patients, we do certain blood test and urine test to assess for the severity of osteoporosis. And all the patients who have osteoporosis, in them we do certain basic investigations, some basic blood test to look for any secondary causes of osteoporosis. For example, patients who have abnormalities in the calcium metabolism or patients who have thyroid disease can have osteoporosis. So we need to do certain basic blood tests in all the patients to rule out the secondary causes. So once we diagnose osteoporosis, the next step is starting the treatment. So luckily we have certain medicines which are very effective in treating osteoporosis, and these medicines have been found to be very effective in reducing the incidence of osteoporosis drastically. So these medicines are available either in the form of tablets or in the form of injections. Tablets can be taken either once a day or once in a week, and we have injections which are available once in a day, and also we have injections which can be taken just once in 6 months or once in a year, and all these medicines have been studied and have been proven to be very effective in preventing osteoporosis and its related fractures. Apart from these medicines, it's also very important that we give adequate amount of calcium and vitamin D supplementation so that the density of bone improves gradually. So this was about the treatment of osteoporosis, and coming to the preventive aspects of osteoporosis. So there are certain preventive measures that we can follow to prevent the risk of developing osteoporosis to some extent. One is to follow a nutritious diet which is good in calcium and vitamin D content, and we need to be physically active right from the younger age, and also we should avoid smoking and avoid taking excess alcohol, so that the risk of osteoporosis can be prevented. And as I told, osteoporosis is a silent disease, so it's very important that we screen the special at-risk population with the DEXA scan, so that we can identify osteoporosis as early as possible and treat them. And the other important preventive measure is in elderly people to avoid falls, because elderly people who have associated comorbid conditions, they are at an increased risk of having falls and developing fractures. So we need to educate them and make some necessary adjustments in the environment in which they live, so that we can prevent falls and reduce the risk of developing fractures. So this was about the preventive aspects. And finally, coming to people who should undergo screening test, or who are the people in whom DEXA scan should be done. So we have some guidelines and recommendations for subjecting the patient for DEXA scan. Any women who is more than 65 years of age, all postmenopausal women with risk factors, and all men more than 70 years of age should be subjected to DEXA scan to identify whether they are having osteoporosis or not. And all adults who have developed fragility fracture, that is fracture which has happened due to minimal trauma, should also undergo DEXA scan. Young adults who have history of repeated fractures should also be subjected to DEXA scan. Apart from this, people who are using steroids for a longer period of time should also undergo DEXA scan. And as I told, patients who have diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis and other connective tissue disorders should also undergo screening for osteoporosis. So these are all the group of people in whom DEXA scan is indicated. So once we do a DEXA scan, so we can identify whether the person is having osteoporosis or not. If the patient is having osteoporosis, then we can start them on anti-osteoporotic treatment along with calcium and vitamin D supplements, so that we can improve the quality and density of bone, so that we can reduce the incidence of fractures in them. And by doing this, we can provide a good quality of life, especially in the later years of their life. So we in Baptist Hospital have started a osteoporosis clinic on every Wednesday afternoon between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. where we give comprehensive care for osteoporotic people. We do DEXA scan, the necessary blood investigations, and also give the treatment for osteoporotic patients. We provide comprehensive care for osteoporosis in Bangalore Baptist Hospital. Thank you.